My name is David Heeren. I've changed my name to David S. Heeren since I've started writing books with Christian subjects. Recently, I got contracted. I'm in contractual arrangement with a publisher named URLink. They're located now in Wyoming, originally in California. And they've been working well with me, and I'm really pleased with the way the first 4 books have come out. Actually, one of them is complete. Within the next few days, the second one will be out, and then in the next couple of months, the third and fourth, and then there will be a website. These books have to do with end-time prophecy of the Bible. And it all started for me 15 years ago in the year 2005. I was reading in the book of the prophet Isaiah. I got to chapter 6, verse 8. And he's overhearing God conversing and wondering whom he, God, should send on this mission. And Isaiah says, in a, I think, kind of a timid voice, I know it would be with me, "Here am I, send me." Well, I did kind of step into Isaiah's shoes for a minute because I said, well, I want to do this. So I prayed, "Here am I, send me." And the very next day, I started to understand the prophecies that God gave Isaiah after he made the prayer. I literally began to understand them. I had read them for 50 years, and I did not understand them. And then all of a sudden, I began to understand the significance. You know, some things about them you can understand, but these were end-time prophecies that Isaiah was giving. Most of his book is end-time prophecy, and then there was some concurrent with the events that were happening. But when I started to understand these, then I started to write. And the first book I wrote was The High Sign. And this book has to do with identifying the sign of Jesus' return. It's a celestial object that is described in Matthew 24 by Jesus himself when he was asked what would be the sign of his return. And he describes it. And it's a dramatic chapter. I suggest reading it. It is going to be exciting, dramatic, noisy, scary, but yet exciting for people who understand that this is the sign of Jesus' return. Well, that's what the high sign does. It identifies the sign. This is what is going to appear when Jesus returns, or just before Jesus returns. The other books, the second one is Day of the Lord. This one is kind of a hodgepodge of small chapters. The theme of it is, how should we then live? Meaning during this end time, when some pretty scary things are going on, but at the same time, there'll be exciting things for Christians because we'll have some projects to do in God's kingdom. The third book is what the Bible has to say about the U.S.A. This comes from the book of the prophet Hosea, where he's describing what was going on in Israel. And the same type of things are going on in the United States. Amazingly, the same things are going on in the United States today that happened in Israel. And therefore, we need to be ready for a similar outcome. Now, Israel went through some troubled time before God brought them around. The last one is the book God or Not. And this, I think, is for, the statistics show that a great number of people in the United States do not believe in God at all. Well, these are testimonies of my life, and it's hard to read them without concluding that God exists. URLink, just a couple of words about them. They've been helpful to me. They've been thoughtful. They've been cooperative. The prices on these books are fair. They've charged me, but the things that I've been charged have been fair priced. They are really a talented group of people. And I recommend them. I compare them to Simon and Schuster, which was the largest publisher in the world at the time when I started writing books. And I had a contract and did 4 books with them. I think URLink is as good as they are. And I recommend them in their books, especially the books that I've written for them.